Welcome everyone. Today I'm making my favorite fresh strawberry pie recipe. We're going to take you through all the way from making that shortbread crust to filling it with yummy goodness, all the way until the finished product. This week, it was a very sunny week in Ontario. So many wonderful Ontario strawberries were ripe for the picking. So our whole family went picking, and as you can see here, we had a ton of strawberries. We actually picked over 50 pounds. And I've been making so many different strawberry recipes, and one of them I make every single June is fresh strawberry pie. So for the crust, you could get a store-bought crust, but I love a homemade shortbread crust. And within the homemade shortbread crust, you're going to have about 1 cup of flour. I'm doing a double batch here. If you're doing a single batch, you'd have a cup of flour, 2 tablespoons of icing sugar, and half a cup of butter. But as you can see, I've doubled it because I'm making 2 pies. And just get that butter all mixed in, and you can use a fork or a pastry blender or get in there with your hands like I often do. I will say that for this recipe, I'm going to start on my videos to write out the entire recipe and have a screen at the end of the video, so after you're done watching me make it, you can see the exact ingredients for every recipe and all the instructions right there on the screen. So don't panic while you're watching this, the recipe is coming. There's something that feels really good about getting your hands in butter and flour. Okay, so as you can see, once you've mixed it, it looks kind of like cookie dough. So what you're going to do is, in my case, I'm splitting it into 2, but if you're doing a single recipe, you just do 1 ball. And we are not using a rolling pin. We are just going to be pressing this dough as if it's a cookie into the pie plate. So I have 9-inch pie plates here, and my trusty rolling pin is not getting used. It will just stick to it and be a mess. So just use your fingers, and please don't care about what it looks like. You just really want to spread it all along it, because when it bakes, all of our fingerprints in here are going to disappear. So you're just kind of bringing it up to the edge of the pan. And I will say that the key to pre-baking a baked crust when you're going to fill it with something fresh is you want to chill this dough before you bake it. Otherwise, when you bake it, it's all going to sink in and get small. But if you chill it, it's going to stay in the shape of the pie shell. I don't even fill it with weights or do anything like that when I'm baking it. So while it's chilling for about 30 minutes, we're going to go through our strawberries here. Now, if you were doing, one of my favorite tools actually is a huller. If you don't know what a huller is, it basically takes the top of the strawberry off really easily, and you don't lose very much of the strawberry like you would if you were using a paring knife. And you can go through a huge bowl of strawberries really fast just by hulling the tops off. So this recipe, if you were doing a single recipe, you would do about 1 quart of strawberries. I have 2 quarts at least of strawberries, if not more, because I really like to fill up those crusts. But you're going to separate them out. So you're going to have most of your quart of strawberries on one side, and then you're going to reserve. Now I'm doing 2 pies, so I have 2 cups of berries. If you were doing 1 pie, you would reserve 1 cup, and you're going to mash it all until it is just about this consistency. So you've got whole strawberries on one side, mashed on the other. And as you can see, these are the ingredients that are going to go into our glaze. This is not a pie that uses Jell-O or red dyes or things you would find in the store. Okay, so we're going to get our crusts because they've been chilling for 30 minutes, and I'm going to bake them, kind of do some multitasking while I'm going to bake them while I make the topping for the fresh strawberry pie. So you can see they've been chilled. You can even pop them in the freezer to chill them faster if you'd like. And we're just popping those in the oven for about 10 minutes on 350. Now, this varies. You could also do 12 minutes if you want, or 375, I guess, is what I would do here. And while those are baking, I'm going to make the fresh glaze. So like I said, this doesn't use Jell-O or gelatin. That's kind of a modern way to cook fresh strawberry pie. And to me, it kind of has it just doesn't taste as good. It doesn't taste as fresh. This is the old-fashioned way to do it. So you would bring those mashed berries and water to a boil. And then on this side, you'll see I have sugar and I have my cornstarch. The key here is to mix your sugar and cornstarch together before you add it to the berries. If you just added your cornstarch straight in there, it would be very clumpy. It would result in a lot of clumps in your glaze. So anything where there's cornstarch, gravy is another example. You don't want to pour cornstarch directly into that boiling liquid. You want to mix it with something first. So I've got my sugar and my cornstarch mixed. Let's add that to the simmering berries. And basically you're just going to stir that up until it cooks down. Like, honestly, it only takes a couple minutes. It's going to cook to a point where you'll see that it's kind of clear. The sauce is clear. It's a ruby red color. See that? Look how beautiful that is. That is like grandma's homemade strawberry jam right there. And we have no weird ingredients. And I'm just adding a bit of lemon juice because that lemon juice is going to lock in the gorgeous color and just keep the pie fresh. So I've got my glaze done. I'm going to set that aside to cool for a little bit. And just in time, my pie crusts are ready. So I'm going to take those out and I'm going to cool them for a little bit too. So you'll see, like, yeah, they don't look perfect, but oh, if you guys could smell what my kitchen smells like right now, they smell like a cookie. So now I've got my fresh berries, and what you're going to do is you're going to load them up. So you're just stacking all the berries in the pie so they're facing up. Just picture like a fancy French bakery where you would go in and find a fresh strawberry tart and there's whole strawberries in it just sticking out. That's the best way to do it. You don't want to slice them. You want big, juicy berries. Obviously, our Ontario strawberries aren't always this big. Sometimes they're tiny, which is fine. You can use smaller berries and just kind of stack them on top of each other to fill your crust. So I've got that shortbread crust filled with berries, and then the next step is going to be to pour that cooled glaze over top. You can also cool your glaze in the refrigerator if you're trying to speed up that process. You just don't want it boiling hot going onto your berries because you don't want those fresh berries to cook in any way or soften. You just want this glaze over top to give it some sugar and give it some sweetness. Look at that shiny glaze. It's so beautiful. And the final step is you're going to cool those in the refrigerator until you're ready to eat them. You can put toothpicks and saran wrap on top if you would like. And I love to get out good dishes even in the everyday. And these are actually my wedding dishes. So I don't know if you can really see the pattern, but it's strawberries and vines on white china. And this was our wedding china, Wedgwood Strawberry and Vine it's called. And I just love it so much. So I love to get it out when we're eating strawberry pie for obvious reasons. And it's not going to come out of the pan neat and tidy. It kind of, you can see it's kind of all oozing out, piling out. These fresh strawberries are just so good. And we like to top ours with vanilla ice cream. But obviously you could do whipped cream as well. My son is a huge fan of this pie. Actually, all of my kids are. This is a recipe where no one turns it down. Everyone loves fresh strawberry pie. And honestly, it tastes like I'm back in the strawberry field picking berries when I'm having this pie. So as promised, here is the recipe all written out for you. I've actually been taking pictures of a lot of my recipes. I kind of have a dream of having a cookbook someday. So here's the recipe for you. Enjoy it with your family. And I'm just honored you spent some time with me making a simple old-fashioned recipe today. Please join me in the next video. Like and subscribe. Can't wait to see you there. Bye.